My name's Jordan, and this is The Connect.
Hey guys, welcome back to The Connect. I'm Tiffany.
And I'm Sean.
And today we have with us Jordan Wodecki.
How's everyone doing?
So, Mr. Wodecki, we'd like to know what exactly do you do?
So, I'm part of a team called 45. We do pretty much everything media related. We have a few podcasts. We do interviews with artists. We book shows. We run events. We have a graphic team. I mean, we cover pretty much anything you can name.
And so, how did you get started with 45?
So 45, it really started about 2 years ago. It just started as a blog where I was posting music and current events and stuff like that. I couldn't keep up with it, just like real life came into play, and I didn't have the time, so I shut it down for a bit. And then about just hit a year, so this time last year, I got my team together and we rebooted and just took on a whole nother lane of stuff, and things really popped off fast.
Where did you start from the very, very, very beginning?
So the very beginning was a blog called Plus Premieres that I contributed to, and I was a director of content for that for a while. What that was, so music files, they all have a format. Like the most common one is MP3. Like everyone knows what an MP3 is. iTunes, they have the highest quality of music. It's called M4A. So what we would do is buy music off iTunes, post it online for free, and then people would just download it. So we would attach ads to the links that they'll go and get the music from, and that's how we'd make our money off the website.
Snap.
So I did that for a couple years, and I made a few connections through that I still talk to this day, and it's all come from full circle.
That's good. And you came up with the idea? Who came up with that?
No, so one of my friends, Justin, he had put an ad out on this forum called Kanye Tilla. So I reached out to him. He had me do a few write-ups as a test, and then I got the position. And before that, it was called Justin and Friends, and he kind of did a whole remodel and reboot, and that's when he came up with Plus Premieres. And he had a whole staff, and then I ended up leading that staff after a few months, just for what we should purchase, what we should push, what's making the most money. You have to put the numbers together and a lot of research just to make sure everything runs smoothly. So that's what I was in charge of.
So what made you stop?
I just kind of outgrew it. It got real repetitive. The main thing was, like, right now you have Apple Music, you have Spotify, and the streaming services, they kind of took away from that. Because before, like, you actually had to buy music or go download music, so people were getting the highest quality of music through us. Now, you pay $10 a month for Apple Music, and you have
Unlimited.
Yeah, you can grab whatever you want, whenever you want, so you don't need to go on your computer and download music anymore. It's all right there for you.
That's true.
So that kind of took away from the site. And then I really just wanted to get into more stuff. Like I wanted to, like Plus Premieres, I was all online. Like I want to do something in person and connect with people and build, like really build. I think the biggest thing when you're an artist or a company is getting in front of people and making sure people can see things. And with social media, like that only goes so far. Like you really need to get out there and put a face to a name or a brand to a name, and it's just a lot of people lack that. They just rely on, okay, I can tweet this and I can post this on Instagram.
Look how much followers I got.
Yeah, they think everything's gonna pop off just like that, and it's not that easy. Because if it was, everyone would be doing it.
You gotta promote other ways. And so you book their shows. How do they find you in order to book their shows?
Really, it's just word of mouth. I mean, we've made a lot of connections just off, like, from where we started. Like, our first big show was the 21 Savage show. That was in Danbury. Through there, a lot of people saw the logo. They saw our name. They saw the website. So they would follow us on Twitter and social media. So that was just an example of seeing someone in real life, and then they go and get us on social media. From there, they're always going to have a contact with us. So now I get emails every day from artists that want their SoundCloud posted, or they just want an opinion on music and see what direction they should go in and how they should handle a music video or their mixtape cover. So anything as little as that, like, people want help, and that's what we're there for.
That's what's up. Because there's a lot of talent in Connecticut, and they just don't know what to do with it.
There's tons of talent now. That's the thing, and I would say like the past 2 years, Connecticut bossed up and really elevated in every aspect. I mean, there's tons of groups that do what I do, and like shout out to them. They got to keep going because if they do well, then that only helps us.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean,
nothing healthier than competition.
Oh, I love competition. Like, of course, I want to be the best group easily, and I feel like really we are. I mean, because we cover so much, and no one. So that there might be groups that cover a percentage of what we do, but no one's really covering the whole 360 like us.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. When it comes to competition, I think we got it. But as far as all the Connecticut artists and groups, I mean. There's a ton of artists that are really making a name, whether it's either here or online. So, I mean, it's great. I appreciate it because I mean, you want your home state to really go out there and do something big. I mean, I don't want to keep going to New York just to see artists in Boston. I mean, we're right in the middle, so why not?
Come to us.
True. Yeah. And I'm sure some of our viewers probably are really talented, and they probably just don't know where to look to put themselves out there. Yeah. So it's good that you're here.
45.com.
Yeah, we checked it out, and we noticed that everything I was looking at was sold out.
So we haven't had a legit merchandise drop under the 45 name in probably since January. We hosted a few other brands. There's Plaid Only. They started off selling their merchandise through our website. They went on to start their own website, which is great. Plaidonly.com. Check that out. Straight Society, they actually have a drop coming soon. That's another brand that we host. So keep a lookout for that. But as far as the 4-5 merchandise, yeah. So that's all sold out, and I think that's great. I mean, the weekend that we put it up is sold out. So, I mean, if there's people that want to support and they appreciate what we're putting out, I mean, I love it. I think that's a great thing.
Yeah. And you had a radio. There was a link to a radio show, too.
Yep.
So what is that? Because it wasn't streaming when I was on there. So when does it come on?
So 45 Radio, whenever we do a podcast or an interview or anything audio related, we put it on 45 Radio first. So we'll send out a flyer, an email blast. We'll put it on Twitter, Instagram, and we'll say we're going live at this time on this day. And then that'll be your first opportunity to listen to it, whether it's an interview or anything like that. After that, we just take the audio and throw it on SoundCloud. Okay. So, but we have DJs that send us playlists, and we'll put a playlist up for an hour, or we'll air certain mixes or anything like that. We'll put it on there first.
The playlist is the DJs, like, is it their work?
It depends. Like we have DJ Jake, he's from the UK. He'll send us a playlist of artists from the UK that he thinks people should be listening to over here.
Okay.
Because that's a whole nother scene that really hasn't blown up yet. It's called Grime. There's Skepta, there's Gibbs, there's a whole bunch of artists. So
question.
Go ahead.
What kind of music you listen to? Do you listen to all kinds or a certain kind?
I dabble in a lot. I mean, my main thing is just hip hop and R&B. It's just what I was raised on and what I've always been into. But I try to listen to a lot just so I can stay versatile and diverse with everything and keep my ear open.
Okay, who got you into hip hop and R&B?
Both my parents, because they're both from New Britain, and that's just
what.
Yeah, that's just what people listen to. So like my dad, especially. I mean, he always had something new in his car. So when 50 was first coming up, when Cam was first coming up, I was always listening to them. R. Kelly, New Edition, New Kids on the Block. I mean, that's a whole other like pop genre. I was always listening to stuff like that.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, hey, what? Your parents did well. I listen to I like Korean music. They already know. I like K-pop.
No, and that's huge, and that's something I don't know if Connecticut's ready for, but if there's a market for it, then I would love to bring a K-pop artist over here. Just because, like, when they go to New York and Boston and all the big cities, like they sell out arenas, and that's huge.
Believe it or not, they're pretty good too. Yeah. When I first heard it, I'm like, what?
I had listened to.
I listened to it. I'm like, oh wow, yeah, they're really good.
Yeah.
Because they had a a documentary on Viceland about it, just about
Oh,
all the
they
artists that are involved. Yeah, you definitely got to watch that because it's a lot of information and it really opens your eyes to what's happening.
So you would be okay with having different artists that does different genres of music to come to you for help?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Because I think that only helps me. If I can help out a hip hop artist, an R&B artist, a pop artist, a country artist, a rock artist, like, so that just builds my resume and my team's resume. So why not?
Who knows? You probably come up with something new like country trap. You never know. Don't laugh. Probably the newest hottest thing.
That's a real thing. It's already happened.
Right? I don't believe. I'm about to say it's probably already out right now, man.
Yeah.
I'm about to start Googling right after this.
Music is just
it's always evolving.
There's so many levels to music now, and there's so many different genres and subgenres. So yeah, like you said, you never know what's gonna happen next.
That's true. That's what I love. Like in this country, even though there's some mess too, I like how we are all so diversified and how we kind of share each other's cultures
and mix with our styles and always create something new.
And the food. Oh, what kind of food do you like?
I'm honestly I'm a Spanish food type of guy.
What?
Yeah.
See, I thought you were like Puerto Rican or something. That's why I asked you.
Because of New Britain. But what's the culture like in New Britain?
Everything's New Britain. I mean, there's a lot of Spanish, there's black people, there's a lot of Polish people, Asian people. I mean, because I went to New Britain High, so I mean, listen, every kind of race possible was there. I have
to admit, I worked at New Britain Walmart a long time ago, and I agree. It was always a different race of people. It's
just one big mixing pot.
I like that. That's why you said Windsor is it
it's
doesn't really
Windsor
compare.
More bland.
Yeah.
Not bad, Windsor's still cool, but
I haven't got to see Windsor yet. I mean, I grew up in New Britain I was there for 23 years, so I seen every street, every avenue, every corner. Windsor, I mean, I barely leave my block. I'm usually, only time I leave is to go back to New Britain. So
the police are out there in Windsor. I'm scared to go there sometimes.
I got pulled over on the way over here.
See, I ain't lying.
So you also have a clothing line on your website. So can you tell the viewers a little about that?
So that was, we did our first drop around January, like I had said. We do merchandise for all the shows that we do as well. All the merch that we dropped so far, that was created by Mark Lopez, who unfortunately he passed away in November in a car accident. So the designs that he had gave us, we put out. Those are the ones that sold out instantly. The astronaut, the watermelon, the carnival. Like those are all his designs. Donerick, he did the 45 hoodie, the orange hoodie. That was really just members only. We had a few left over. Put them out. Those sold in like 5 minutes.
I know. I wanted one. It was gone.
That was incredible. Like just to see that happen, it's really humbling. Just because people really want to support and put money in our pocket to give back to them. Because when they pay for stuff, or whether it's a show or merchandise, I mean, it's not stuff we're just running and splurging on. We're putting it back into our brand to give to the people back.
And do you guys usually have a big audience? Well, the shows that you book, how's the audience?
21 Savage, we did around 800 people. Herbo, we did 500. Grizzly, it was supposed to be the end of this month. It's being rebooked for October, but we had sold 700 tickets so far for that. Boogie, that's probably going to sell out at Oakdale. So, I mean, yeah, it's a good audience, and we have a bunch of supporters. I mean, we have people that they're not part of the team, but you go on their Twitter and they have 45.com in the bio, and that's like love is love, and I appreciate that so much.
Okay. And what kind of advice would you give to people who are trying to get themselves out there?
Branding. Stick behind your brand, your name, your logo. Make sure everything's perfect before you put anything out. Your team, you're only as big as your team, so make sure you have people that are willing to work and put the work in. Because if one person slacks off, then they have a job to do, then that's going to come back to you too. So everyone's got to put their percent in. I really just don't have an ego. I mean, I think that's the biggest problem in today with a bunch of teams and artists. They feel like they're bigger than what they should be, or they deserve something, and you got to put that work in to achieve that.
That's true.
So don't put yourself on a pedestal. Just remain humble and keep working. That's the best advice I can give, and that I've received too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And how about, so are you working at the same time? Like, do you have a...
Yeah. So I have my 9 to 5, Monday to Friday. I work at Stanley Black & Decker in Sellington. I'm a sales ops analyst there. So, I mean, if 4 or 5 never works out, like, yeah, I'll be okay. But, like, this is what I love doing. This is what
That's what keeps you motivated.
Yeah.
Right? That was my next question.
So, once my goal is to have $60K saved up, and once I'm at $60K, that's when I'm quitting my job and I'm focused on a 4 or 5 full time.
Nice. Would you, and for the $60K, would you invest that into something in particular?
Win stocks. Surprising.
Cryptocurrencies, that's the next thing to invest in. Yeah, definitely look into that. But, I mean, since we cover so much, I'd have to put it just into, like, our podcast and our merchandise and our shows and everything that we do. I can't just put it all into one thing. But I think probably merchandise would be the biggest thing, just because we've had so much success so quick with that. I feel like that's one thing to put money in and get a return on, for sure.
Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, and before you go, make sure to tell everybody where they can find you on social media. And you have an email they could link you that too?
Definitely. So 45.com is our website. 5ive.com. Inquiry at 45.com. You can reach us by email. 45inc on Twitter. 45com on Instagram. And that's that.
So thank you guys for watching again, and we're glad that you guys are still watching. So check Jordan out, go to 45.com, and if you guys are artists too and you're looking to get promotion, definitely come to Jordan. He's your guy. Thanks for coming. Thanks for watching The Connect. Please check us out on The Connect channel on Instagram and Facebook. Links are in the description box, and stay tuned for the next episode.